Greetings to all melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor being out here in nature and greeting you, knowing that I'm not bringing a message of theory to you, knowing that I'm speaking of my experience and I'm just sharing my experience with you. And if what I'm saying is resonating with you, then it means that this message is for you and you are ready to apply the knowledge in your life and prove it in your life so that you can turn around and teach others also how to create their reality consciously and how to interpret also the Bible psychologically to come into your true identity, your true self-realization, and most of all, to come into your true divinity. Now, with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to speak to you concerning having a money consciousness and to be more conscious about money. Now, the first thing you have to come to realize that everything is mental, that everything was first a thought, that everything was first imagined, and that the education that they try to tell you that they're giving you to school, that the books, they will have to be first imagined, the pen, the paper, everything, they have to be first imagined, and that your imagination was before education, therefore it is greater than education. Therefore, you have to free your mind from having a slavery mentality or an employee mentality where all you can do is see yourself as another worker instead of being an investor, instead of being an entrepreneur. Because, for example, in my country, there are thousands of children who are graduating from school every year and they're all looking for a job, and the persons who are there to employ them in the city, most of these people are not even the people who are born in our country, and they're not even the people of our race, and many just fail to see that education is not the key, but self-realization is the key. Imagination is the key. And the reason why there's such a lack in my country is because most of the people in my country, they are religious and they believe the Bible is literal and they interpret the Bible as if it is secular history. But if you're going to come to true money consciousness, you have to know first of all that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, and that everything in this world was first a thought. It was first imagined. Now, when you come to understand that and you understand the law of mentalism, you will understand that you can create your reality consciously. Now, when you come to understand that you can create your reality consciously, you will come to realize that religion, especially Christianity, was teaching you to go against having a true consciousness about money, because they were breeding in you an employee mentality, and first of all, they had you chasing after money. So they had you going after the getting instead of the being. Therefore, you never come to understand that money is basically energy. So the first state of consciousness that you have to come to is that everything is first mental, and then everything vibrates, everything is energy, and that money is energy. And that when you go to a 9-to-5 job, you're exchanging your time, your energy, and your thoughts for money. But you can change it around and use your thoughts and your energy to attract money by discovering your true creativity or your true talent, your true gift that has been given to you, so that you can vibrate to the highest version of yourself. Now, there have to be balance. So there have to be those who will be the employee and those who will be the employers. But what I'm trying to say to you, my brothers and my sisters, there are too many of us who are in the position of just being an employee and not an employer. There are too many of us who are just the employee and not the investor. There are too many of us who are the employee and not the entrepreneur. There are too many of us who are the employee and not the multimillionaire. And we have the ability to become anything that we want to be. Therefore, we have to develop our consciousness concerning money and understand that money is spiritual also, because it has to first be a thought, and that we have to use it wisely, not to fulfill our ego, but to be of service to humanity. Also, we have to come to understand that money answereth all things, and that we are more precious than money, and that we are not supposed to be looking to money for happiness, but we have to be happy even before we have achieved what we want to achieve in our life, because everything that is existing outside of us, first of all, have to be existing within us. So as above, so below, as it is without, so is it within. The law of correspondence. So when you come to understand that the whole world that you're seeing is an outer projection of yourself, then you will understand that money is also an outer projection of yourself. Because all is energy. And you are energy, vibrating at a certain frequency. Therefore, you have to get on the frequency of attracting money according to your ability. So my brother, my sister, my encouragement to you is to get to know what is your gift, what is your calling, what is your ability, and believe in yourself. Because the self of man is the Almighty. The self of man is God. Because God and man are one. And God is your own human imagination, the creator in you. Thus the reason why it says that without him there isn't anything made that was made. Without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. And everything else that ever going to be made, it must first be imagined. Now, many who are religious would say that God is their provider, yet they use money, and money was first a thought. Thus the reason why, my brother, I said, I will always say this to you: there's only one God, there's only one Lord, there's only one creator, therefore there's only one creative power. And the only creative power there is in this world is the power of imagining. So my brother, my sisters, let us know what is our calling. Let us know what is our gift, what we've been blessed with to help humanity, because we came into this world to be of service to humanity by finding our true identity and our true divinity, that we can go back to the source and we don't have to keep reincarnating in ignorance over and over, being slaves and being trapped in having a slave mentality, chasing after just money, but having a right understanding of money, so that we can be able to break all economic slavery. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I want to encourage you to support this work by supporting my ebooks, and presently I'm working on getting some hard copies, and I know that it will be available soon, and I'll keep you updated on that. Also, for those of you who want to support my Patreon, I'm inviting you to support us on Patreon also. And for those who would like to be mentored by one who is a self-realized being, and I know I can say that not from any ego, because whatever I'm saying to you is what I would have learned from experience, and all I'm gonna do is teach you what I would have learned and ask of you to apply it in your life and prove for yourself that what I'm saying is the truth, because the divine law of reproduction is that every seed and every species will always reproduce after its own kind. And if I am truly a self-realized being and you seek for mentorship from me, I'm gonna produce more like myself, and that's a law in the universe that can never be broken. Thus the reason why these church leaders are breeding more like themselves, and those who are just speaking from intellect and just being parrots, just saying what they would have all others saying, they are breeding more like themselves. So you have to know who you're choosing to be your teacher and to be your mentor. But let me just say this, for those who want mentorship, you can donate $50 or more on my Patreon, and you can get in touch with me by my email blackmadguru@gmail.com. I will give you my phone number and we will be able to speak. You know, I spend hours speaking to you and explaining more these things to you, and you know, help to lift your faith, you know, in believing in yourself and putting trust in the God in yourself to manifest your reality more consciously. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to give you the sign of enlightenment, where Matthew 6:22 tells you, if I be single, your whole body will be full of light. And when that light arises in you, my brother and my sister, you will come to realize it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. And you will come to realize the dawning of a new day in your own life. And you come to realize that without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that without the S-U-N, there is no life. And that the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun, and your own human imagination is the creator in you. And then you will come to realize that we are the people of the sun. Therefore, we have to be more engaged in mind power to achieve our every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you, I'm out.